Panos from News Limited. Welcome, Tom.
Hello, Chris. Hi, John.
Hi.
We hear you've been out doing your auctions and running around Melbourne as well.
Yeah, we've been in Melbourne presenting seminars on Tuesday. Charles Tarby came along, so was John McGrath, so that happened on Tuesday. Been out auctioning last weekend. Fantastic weekend, 7 from 7. Everything was going, Chris. It was fantastic. However, I've got to say the pre-Easter boom prices seem to have eased off. It wasn't crazy prices. Every agent has said to me the market's been super hot. It's still good, but some of the intensity's come down a bit.
Yeah. Tom, what do you think's caused that? I'm wondering whether the headlines in Cyprus have had an impact.
I think, John, that any headline has some impact, but I think there's also been a bit of talk that at some point later on in the year interest rates may go up. I think the fact was that there was a lot of bounce and energy that we came after Christmas, and prices were just going incredible. I mean, there were houses that had reserves of $800,000 that were selling for $1 million. Houses were selling for $200,000 more than what they would have got in December, November. And I think people have just realised, look, the market's great, but let's not get carried away with it. And some people have retreated and they're just, you know, monitoring things.
Maybe it's your auctioneering skills that were getting 200 grand above reserve there, Tom.
Well, that's what I tell the clients. I also tell that to myself, to be honest with you.
Now, what property have we got this week? We've got something pretty fantastic, I think.
Yeah, I spoke to Craig Sharp from Ray White at Metro West. He's a very good agent, and he told me that this property here is a unique penthouse. It is arguably in one of the trendiest suburbs in Queensland. In fact, let me tell you that during the week there's been a lot of talk and research going out there and surveys. They say that Brisbane now is the trendiest city in Australia. I'm not quite sure whether everyone's going to agree, but Brisbane, there's a bounce and energy and vibe to that city, and this property is a 645 square metre penthouse. It's got parking for 4 cars. It's got a northeast aspect of the riverfront, full city views from the other side, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, nursery, a media room, and the agent said to me he does not think that there's another property of this size in the area. New Farm is a very trendy suburb, and it's an auction. Deceased estate, the trustees have said that they don't want any price guides disclosed, so you're going to have to go along and do your own research, but $3,000 per week is the rental estimate. As good as it gets. It's a great property, and it's being marketed by a very nice agent.
And look, it's I've been speaking to quite a few people during the week. A lot of people look at these penthouses and think, oh yeah, you've got all these things for nannies and the rest of it. What family's going to live there? But I think there's more and more people living in the inner cities these days that are thinking, well, we don't want the big family house. We're happy in a unit, plenty of outdoor space, amazing views, and nice security and plenty of lifts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, Chris, what's happening is kids don't hang around backyards anymore. They hang around on iPads.
Exactly.
So what's happening is the family structure and the activities of family are changing, and we're seeing more and more of it. We're seeing families living in the city in nice apartments.
Now, in terms of your auctions, what are the auction numbers looking like over the next couple of months?
Very good. Like, May is now totally booked out. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, because we've got a lot of stock. We've seen incredible energy. The media's been talking the market up. The agents have been really happy. I want to see what the market's like now post-Easter with a lot of stock. I want to see whether we're going to continue having those high clearance rates. One thing is for sure, Chris, we have not seen the market in the high end, the prestige market, pick up like the rest of the marketplace. But I'm more interested to see what happens in May, that lower end of the market that's been booming. Let's have a look at the results. I'll be interested to see what John and Charles Tarby have to say later on in, say, May, June.
Tom, the actual sales volume numbers now for the year, annual sales numbers, are no better than what they were more than a decade ago. We are just a little over 400,000, so on an annual basis, and that's where we were in 1998. We've got to see these sales numbers pick up and the volume and the availability of stock for sales come up.
Absolutely, and that's the reason why, John, that the current numbers are showing that the average income of a real estate agent over that period has actually gone down. They're making less money because the turnover has not grown, but the number of agents in the industry has grown. There has been a departure in the last 3-4 years. It has been a tough time. This is not real estate agents driving around in Rolls Royces living it up. It has been a challenging time.
Yeah, and if they do that, then they do that at the weekends when no one's watching.
Absolutely, Chris.
All right, good to see you, Tom.
You too,
and
Steve.
thanks for covering for me last week while I was away.
It's a pleasure, but it's good to have you back.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
After the break, we're going to be checking out a viewer's dilemma. We'll be back soon.